Hello everyone, I'm Professor Neerav Mehta from LG Institute of Technology and Engineering. I'm welcoming you to my subject called Automobile Component Design. In this particular session, we are going to discuss about example or you can say case study of bomb and bomb. Before getting into this case study of bomb and bomb, we should know about different aspect of design and to find efficiency of bomb and bomb. First, our point is what is the design of this bomb and bomb? So, in the gear terminology of a worm and wormwheel, we should know about different aspect of a worm and different aspect of a worm wheel. Worm is mainly related to a design of a screw, and worm wheel is mainly related to design of a spur or a helical wheel. So, in this particular session, we are going to discuss about application of this worm and worm wheel aspects for a different design of efficiency as well as strength. So let's move on to our aspect of this. A worm drive transmits a power of, here we are given power of 15 kilowatt at 2000 rpm. This 2000 rpm belongs to our worm. So here power is given as 15 kilowatt and we are provided NW, which is nothing but our worm, which has 2000 rpm, and it has to transfer it at NG, which is rpm of a gear, which is 75 rpm. The worm is triple threaded, so here the number of start for the worm is 3. Clear, the worm is triple threaded uh, and has 65 pitch diameter. So diameter of this worm is 65 The worm gear has 90 teeth. So our gear has 90 teeth of module of 6 The tooth form is to be 20-degree full depth in volume. So we have pressure angle for the tooth is 20 degree. This will help us to determine tooth form factor, which is Y. Okay? The coefficient of friction between the matting of the teeth is mu is equals to 0.1. So all we have to find out is tangential force acting on a worm, axial thrust separating force on a worm, and efficiency of a worm drive. Here, first point is to find R tangential force. So tangential force is nothing but WT. So how you are going to find WT? Here we don't have any other aspect, like there are two ways to find WT, which is thrust force. One is to find depending on its strength and one is to find depending on its capacity to transmit power. Here we are not provided with the strength criteria or you can say shear stress or anything limiting stress. So we have to find out depending on its power transmission capacity. So what is the power transmission capacity of this? So it is depending on torque upon its diameter, which is torque upon its radius, which is dw by 2. So first of all, we have to find is torque. So how we are going to find this torque? The torque should be power into 60 divided by 2 pi and w. Clear? 2 pi and w. So power is our 15 into 10 raised to 3 into 60 divided by 2 into 3.14 into 2000. So torque will going to be look like this 71.6 Newton into meter. So here we have found out torque related to this. Now depending on this torque, we are going to find is our next step, which is our thrust force, clear, which is WT. So WT, depending on this torque, will look like this. WT will be 71.6 if I am taking it as a Newton into meter. But I want to convert into mm, so 71.6 divided by into 10 raised to 3 divided by 65 by 2. So ultimately it is 2203 newtons. So our thrust force here, which is required to find, which is also called a tangential force, it is 2203 newtons. I hope you understand this aspect very well. This is not depend, this WT is not depend on the strength of your gear, but it is depend on your capacity to transfer power. I hope you understand this point. Let's have a next point. Next point is to find our velocity depending, or you can say next point is to find axial force, which we are asked to find, which is WA. Axial force is WT, as we have derived in our previous video, which is 10 lambda. We have find WT, but we don't have lambda. So lambda, in previous video we have taken lambda as our, sorry, 10 lambda as module into number of start divided by d into w. Clear? Module, which is given 6 into 3 divided by 65, which came out as a 0.277. So ultimately lambda, or you can say angle, lead angle, which is 15.5. I hope you understand this point, because 10 lambda, which in previous session we have discussed, which is depend on module number of start and diameter of a worm, and here we have found out our lambda, which is 15.5. Now let's find this WA, which is axial thrust. WT was 2203 divided by 10 lambda, which is 0.277. So ultimately 7953 Newton will going to be our axial force. So the second thing which they have asked in our equation, we have found out. I hope you understand this aspect as well as RWD very well. Let's next find out the efficiency of our worm and worm. So our equation for efficiency is look like this. This is 10 lambda into cos phi minus mu into 10 lambda divided by cos phi 10 lambda plus mu, where 10 lambda we have found 0.277, cos phi cos 20 minus 0.1 into 0.277, mu is 0.1, divided by cos 20 into 0.277 plus zero point 0.1. So ultimately our equation, or you can say our output for this, will be look like this. So ultimately efficiency will be 0.701, and which is 70 in percentage, 70.1%. So here we are asked three different aspects of this worm and worm wheel. First one was we are asked to find our WT, which is called tangential force, which is we can found depending on its strength or its power transmission capacity. We aren't provided with the strength or material aspect of our worm, so we have to find depending on its capacity to transfer power, and ultimately depending on torque and our diameter of worm, we have found out it as a 2203 newtons. After that we are asked to find axial load, and equation for that axial load is WT divided by 10 lambda, where we have found out WT, but 10 lambda isn't provided. So we have that equation for a 10 lambda, which we are previously derived, Mn upon dw, where M is module, N is number of start, and dw is nothing but diameter of a form, which is came out as a 0.277, and the lambda will be 15.5. So ultimately WA, which is WT by 10 lambda 2203 upon 0.2 0.77 and ultimately 7953 newtons. This was the second aspect of our example. Third portion of our example mainly deal with the efficiency. We have equation for efficiency which is tan lambda cos phi minus mu tan lambda divided by cos phi tan lambda plus mu, which is equals to, which we have each and every value for that, and ultimately we have found out is a, it has a 70.1%. I hope you understand this example or a case study very well. If you have any doubt regarding this example or this case study, you can directly ask me or contact me. We are done with this example. Thank you. Thank you so much.